What's up, everybody? Brian Baker here with Hunt Fish Camp. This is going to be an interesting video today. I am back in the garage right now, fished a tournament, and did not get the results that I wanted. Now, don't get me wrong, had a fun day, had a good time with my partner Caleb, caught a bunch of fish, a bunch of bass, a bunch of pike, some big ones, but did not get on the bass that we wanted, and totally missed the boat compared to everybody else on what was happening and where to get the bites that we needed. And so I wasn't going to make a video at all. I was just going to scrap the footage, not to put it out there, but I'll play that in the background as I'm talking to you about how to lose a bass tournament. Alrighty, good morning everybody. Brian Baker here with Hunt Fish Camp. Caleb, my partner today, has put me in. It is the first tournament of the season. So I have come up with the 5 mistakes. That's a lot of mistakes to make. 5 mistakes that I made and which led to my demise in this derby. And these are things that everybody does. Tournament fishermen do it all the time. I'm sure you do it. Even if you're not fishing a tournament, you might be guilty of some of these things. And so hopefully, for myself included, can take this and learn for the next one and not make these mistakes. So let's get to it. So number 1 is dock talk. Now, normally I'm not too bad about listening to dock talk things. I like to hear fishing stories. I like to hear what people are catching. But in this case, early spring, it's still April. I don't usually do all that well. I'm always trying to figure out, okay, is it a smallmouth deal or a largemouth deal? And the day before there was a tournament and they were catching giant smallmouth on different pools of the river. And the weeks before, I've been seeing pictures of giant smallmouth. So I already had this in my head that smallmouth is what I needed. And so getting there that morning, I'm thinking I have to go for smallmouth. And so that's kind of what I tried to push for a little while. But they were, and we weighed mostly smallmouth. We weighed 4 smallmouth, but they just weren't the right size. They weren't positioned at where I needed them to be able to get on the right ones. And so part of that too with those smallmouth was the cold water. So the water was really cold. It was 44-degree water temps. And so in my head, I was thinking, the largemouth aren't going to bite early. So yeah, I'll go fishing for smallmouth. That's what's winning tournaments anyway. And so rather than go to the largemouth spots that I know those largemouth are this time of year, and I know they're really big this time of year, of course, too. So are the smallmouth, I suppose. But went fishing for smallmouth. So that was really mistake number 1. Really kind of mistake number 2 as well was that water temp deal. And so this is something that I need to remember for the future because I'd always thought this in the past that the smallies will bite better in the colder water than the largemouth will. But that's not the case. After the tournament, talking to all the different people in the club, and they caught them early. They caught them right away in the morning when the water was 44 degrees or less even. Some people have mentioned 40-degree water temperatures. And so those largemouth would bite. Now, I'm sure they were fishing slow and slowing things down, but they still bit. Okay. The third mistake already. So the third mistake is fishing history. So what happened? Get out there, run a couple of spots, not much happening. And so I really just started running to the places that I've caught fish in the past. And the problem was it wasn't necessarily places I'd caught them with these conditions, with this water temperature, this time of year, all that kind of deal. So a few years ago, I had a fantastic day fishing in the one spot. And so I spent way too much time there because I was telling myself in my head that the fish must be here because they were here 3 years ago. The fish were here and they weren't there. We catch a few small ones. We weren't catching good fish at all. And that really rang true with a lot of spots. And so what I should have done, if I had not listened to the dock talk, I didn't have a chance to pre-fish this at all, so I should have just gone pre-fishing. I should have gone exploring and just said, all right, let's just put the trolling motor down and start going. And once we catch a fish, put that piece of the puzzle together, add a piece, add a piece, add a piece, and that would have led us to something better than what we had. It might not have put us on the winning bag, but it would at least put us in a position to have a chance. And then the fifth, actually not the fifth, and then the fourth thing that we did wrong, so is community, has to do with community holes. So I really hate fishing next to other people. I don't like sharing water. If I know a bunch of people are going to fish an area, I avoid that area completely, because I usually think, well, if a lot of people are fishing it, it's hard to win in a spot that a lot of people are fishing. Well, most people fish the same areas and clearly did very, very well compared to us. And so this time of year, especially, so early on when the fish are schooled up like they are right now, and they're just starting to get ready to move up. They're not moved up yet. They're pre-spawn. I needed to fish those holes. I knew the fish were going to be there, but again, back to Doc Talk, I heard a few people were going to be starting in some of the areas I wanted to fish. We ran out and fished for some smallmouth, saw that hardly anybody ran all the way out. And so I knew where a lot of people were starting at least. And so I never went back in there because I kind of assumed it was getting pounded too hard, whereas I should have. There was also another bigger tournament going on the north end of the pool. And so I never ran to the north end, making the assumption that some of my spots up there, some areas that I know that pre-spawn fish get to, were probably getting hammered. And they probably were, but there was probably enough fish to go around. I should have gone to check that out. For sure. And the last mistake, so number 5, it has to do with pre-fishing. Some people can do it. They can go out, no pre-fishing at all, and just go fish and fish free. I feel like I need to get out and make sure I pre-fish. I did actually get on the pool for literally an hour. Crazy windy. I actually got stuck on a sandbar. It was a whole mess. I had to get in the water when it was 40 degrees. Hypothermic, the whole boat. It was nuts. And so my day was cut very short and didn't really accomplish anything that I wanted to accomplish. It was mostly just messing around near the ramp. So getting out to pre-fish, which obviously if you can't, you can't, which in my case I wouldn't have had time to, so I couldn't. But for future tournaments, I make sure I spend a day on the water and at least have some ideas of places to start. And if I don't, I'm going to drop all the Doc Talk, all the preconceived notions, all of my history of places that I have fished, maybe not drop it completely, and start fresh. And so I can go hit one of those historic spots, and if they're there, awesome. They're probably in those other spots that I caught fish on those same times a year. But if they're not on that first one, I need to not run every one of my little spots. Because it's the same deal in all of them. They were not set up where they needed to be. They needed another couple weeks, and then some of my spots I think would have got good. But that's just how it goes sometimes. So a lot of talking here in this video. Hopefully you enjoy watching the fish catching happening here in the background though as well. We did catch the smallmouth. We caught some big pike. It's one of my favorite pools. And congratulations to Wyatt and Amanda, who absolutely annihilated them. Weighing 24 pounds, 24 something. Second place was 20 pounds something, which on the Mississippi River, anytime, if you're hitting 20 pounds, you are doing something right. Then it was like 19 and 18 and 16, and then there was us at 11 and a half, which is why I don't have any weigh-in video. I was a little bummed at that time, but I'm over it now. Learned my lesson. Sometimes this is how it goes. So another tournament in a few weeks, I'll go pre-fish and get out there and hopefully get some content for you. As far as catching fish, the lipless crankbaits, chatterbaits, this time of year, I was hoping to get a spinnerbait bite going, but that didn't really happen, so it was really a chatterbait, crankbait deal. It was kind of the best thing to go. So if you're getting out here right as this is posting, that'd be something to give a try, but the fishing should be, it's continues to get better here for a little bit before it'll slow down. So until next time, make sure you comment below. Tell me about your worst tournament ever. Would be great. Well, great. It helped me feel better, I suppose. And subscribe, and then get out and catch some fish. See ya.